Guys, wait until I show you the fish. Tiny little white fly. 10 pounds, guys, right there. Look at that big rainbow. Big square tail. Game on. That Colin's like, congratulations. That's a monstrous fish. So guys, we put on a very small junior trolling fly up top. We got a little bit of chop here, and I don't know, less than 10 minutes and we are hooked up, and it was way behind the boat, at least 200 feet. There's not a lot of traffic out here today, so I figured, well, I'll scope it way out there, and bam, fish on. I saw it jump. I don't know how big it is, but he's enthusiastic, that's for sure. Awesome. Yeah. Kind of hard to see how big they are when they're jumping 200 feet away. Good deal. So get me in already. I've been on here for an hour. Oh, yeah. Nice. Whew. Right in the corner of the mouth, right there, in that little tiny fly. Howdy guys, Cal Kellogg here. I am out on a guide trip, and we are grinding away at the fish. That fish you saw caught in the beginning of this video was caught on this little tiny junior trolling fly right here. It looks like a little immature shad, and of course I had it teamed with an action disc. So I just want to make a couple points about using a tiny little fly like this. We let off the day with a 9-pound trout this morning. We were trolling pretty aggressively, about 2.5 miles an hour. We were getting fish on black flies. We put a couple fish in the box on the black flies. But when that bite kind of pinched out, things slowed down. We've been chipping away. We've been catching a few fish here and there. We caught some small fish. We caught some nice fish for the table. But it's not a rip-roaring bite. So one of the things I routinely do when they're being a little finicky is I downsize. So I'd been trolling another junior trolling fly up top, but it was a little bigger than this one. So put that one away, got out this small fly. Within probably 7 or 8 minutes, we had a nice keeper trout, probably, I don't know, 15, 16-inch fish. That's the fish you saw in the beginning of this video, nice chunky fish. We followed up with a small fish that we let go, and then we've had another hit on it. So when the trout are being finicky, sometimes it pays to downsize, especially when you got breezy conditions like this. If I've got 65-degree water or less on the surface, and I've got breezy, choppy conditions like this, I'll very often run a small fly like that right under the chop. It often pays off. Sometimes it pays off with a really big fish. The biggest trout I've caught this spring was about 10 pounds, 6 ounces. That came on a white junior trolling fly fish right under the chop right after lunch. Another point to kind of consider about this are from the guys that'll reach out to me and say, do you need to run a dodger, in this situation or that situation? A lot of guys want to run dodgers all the time, but it's not necessary. That trout found that little tiny fly 200 plus feet behind the boat in wide open water. We were out over deep water. That is their business. It's their business to find, small prey items in open water, in deep water. They're very tuned into the environment. So just because you're not running a 4 or 6 inch dodger, don't assume that they can't find your bait. They'll find small flies like that. They'll find weed dick nights. The key is when they're being finicky, when they're being hard to hook, that's a time to run a small fly or a weed dick night or some other, tiny offering right under the chop. Give them something that's pretty, non-obtrusive, something that looks like they can handle it really easy. And very often you're going to put a fish in the box, maybe 2 or 3, and hopefully, later on in the day, the bite's going to get back on track and the bite's going to get a little more aggressive, and you're going to be able to put that small fly or that small spoon away. Just more strategy for you guys to use out on the water. I'm out of here for now. I'm Cal Kellogg. Thanks for tuning in, and if you're looking for trout gear or a guided fishing trip like I'm on right now, get on up to fishhuntshoot.com and we'll hook you up with what you need. Have a great day.